Poor people suffer. Rich people suffer. Single people suffer. Married people suffer. Entrepreneurs suffer. Employees suffer. Suffering is a fixed cost of life. So pick a life, pick a goal worth suffering for. Your business will be painful when it's shrinking. It will be painful when it's plateauing. It will be painful when it's growing. And so the biggest alpha that we can generate as entrepreneurs or as human beings is picking destinations that we believe are meaningful enough for us to get through the hard times, right? I think it was Viktor Frankl who said, a man who has a big enough why can bear almost any how, right? And so the idea is that the how, we know it's fixed. It will suck. And the flavor of sucking will change. Sometimes it will manifest as uncertainty. It will come in because you don't know what you have to do, but you have to take action either way. You know you have to do something, you don't know what to do. And so you have this fixed cost that you will incur for taking this action, for spending this money, for making this bet. But the casino table has odds that aren't predetermined. You don't know if you put it on 32, you get 30x. If you put it on red, you get double, right? You don't know it. And so you basically just have to put your chips on the table and hope. And that consistent process of making bets with uncertain payoffs is incredibly painful. It's almost the antithesis of what allows you to survive. And so you have to go against your human instinct of surviving to make it through in business. Because if you had that instinct naturally, you'd say, oh, these berries, I'm just gonna go eat them. And then you eat them, so variable, and then you die. And then your genes wouldn't proliferate it. And so the genes that we have are literally meant for us to survive, not for us to build big businesses, because the entire process is horrible. This ties directly into something that I mentioned at the start of this, which is that no matter what your goal is, you will suffer in order to achieve it, right? So just pick one that is big enough that it's worth suffering for. The other part of that pain, so one is uncertainty. Some of the other pain is from outside people, right? If you do nothing or you do anything, people will criticize you. They'll criticize you if you do nothing. Think about it. If you he doesn't do anything, you'll get criticism. If you do anything, they're like, oh, he's doing it, look how stupid it is. People will criticize you. So the idea is do things that it is worth being criticized for you. And to me, pursuing goals, my own goals, is worth being criticized for. If you believe that you want to make this difference, make this change, help people out in some specific way. I think Alex Becker said this, and I just love this. He's like, you have to embrace the cringe. Whenever you start at anything, you will suck and you will be embarrassing. You will look back at yourself and you will be embarrassed. Think about how you were as a toddler. Think about how embarrassing you are probably to your parents or were to your parents when you were a child learning how to be a human. It doesn't mean that being human and not living is not worth doing. It just means that you have to go through that phase. Big picture number one is that the cost of the suffering is fixed. And what's beautiful about that is what we're looking for is arbitrage in the difference between our suffering and what we get for it. But the beauty is our suffering is relatively fixed. Life is hard. But what we get for our lives is what we get to pick. And I think that's pretty cool. We get to pick how big we want our goals to be. And so this fixed cost, let's say someone says to you, whatever your life savings is, whatever the amount is, your life savings is a lot of money to you. It's your life savings. If someone says, I'm going to take your life savings and you get one thing, wouldn't you make that one thing worth giving your life savings for?